Paul May on the pole. Outside of him, Chad Blond. Next row in the 51 car, Danny Smith. Outside of him in the 12H car, Jerrod Hull. 4 cars, 4 laps, round and round. The 410 sprint dash. Now the big horsepower comes into play when the green flag goes out and the right foot goes down. The wild child, Chad Blond, grabbing the lead. Paul May fighting it out with the 51 of Danny Smith for that number 2 spot. Whoa, Jerrod Hull driving the 12H car off the number 2 turn. He keeps it lit. He comes back onto the racing surface. 2 laps in, 2 to go in this 410 dash. Danny Smith in the 51 car trying to run down and get around the wild child Chad Blond as the white flag comes out. Problems with Paul May's 71M car. He's completely stopped just out of that number 4 turn. Green and white coming out simultaneously. The wild child Chad Blond putting some interval between himself and the 51 of Danny Smith. At the checker, the wild child Chad Blond, followed by Danny Smith. The 12H car of Jerrod Hull. And that's it. Book has a list of over 4,000 drivers and their hometowns. So you can pick it up right here. You don't have to go to a bookstore. Don't have to go anywhere. Out of the 4th turn, heat number 1 underway. Steve Krieg puts one of the 3 cars up as John Massey puts the other 3 car over the bank in the number 2 turn. Yes, sir, Krieg picking him up and laying him down in the number 3 car. He's got the number 1 spot. Todd Kelly in the 21 car in the number 2 spot. Bob Tomes trying to hang on to the 3rd spot. In 4th, the 1A car of Mark Aldrich. Just outside the transfer area, the 46 of Robert Heiskin. Mark Aldrich getting by underneath Bob Tomes, picking up that number 3 spot. Tomes in control of the 4th and final transfer spot. Whoops, only 3 transfer here. At this point it would be Krieg, Kelly, and Aldrich. Bob Tomes in the number 4 spot, just outside the transfer zone as the halfway point comes out. Race for that number 1 spot. Todd Kelly, 21 on the outside. Mike Krieg, 3 on the outside. I said that wrong, didn't I? Todd Kelly, 21 on the inside. Mike Krieg, 3 on the outside. Battle for that number 3 transfer spot. Bob Tomes, 91, staying down low. Aldrich in the 1A car up high. Six in, 2 to go. White flag, 1 lap to go. Todd Kelly grabs the lead. Todd Kelly, Mike Krieg. Mark Aldrich in the 1A car. Bob Tomes in the 91 car. And the 1 of Dwayne Mackey rounding out the top 5 at the checker. Todd Kelly, 21, picking up the win. Followed by Mike Krieg. He's moving up to the big show, as is Mark Aldrich in the 1A car. It's Steve Krieg. I'm sorry, not Mike. I got the Krieg part right. Wonderful Polish dogs, hot dogs, nachos with meat and or cheese. Ice cold Coca-Cola, the official cola of the Butler Motor Speedway. We're ready to get this second heat underway. And he lets them loose. Marv Piper on the inside. Mike Schumacher on the outside. Ray Shank in the number 3's. Whoops. We got a loop-de-loop, but he keeps going. That's the 55 car, Bob Jones. Schumacher in the 24 Cross picks up that number 1 spot. Here comes Ray Shank like a bomb. Ray Shank, 7X up in the number 2 spot. Mike Schumacher in the lead. Marv Piper, 32, in the number 3 and final transfer spot as Jeff Rankin tries to move on up there into Transferville. Rankin moving on the inside. Marv Piper holding him off on the outside. Problems with Bob Jones' number 55 machine. He pulls off the racing surface. Ray Shank gets the 7X up into the number 1 spot. Schumacher falls to the number 2 spot. Marv Piper, 32, still hangs on to 3rd, but here comes Rankin. Ray Shank putting on an absolutely marvelous display of sprint car aiming. Six laps in, 2 to go. Schumacher still trying to regain that number 1 spot. Everybody anticipating the green as they come out of that 4th turn. Yeehaw! Ray Shank, 7X, still in the lead. Schumacher in the 24 cross car in the number 2 spot. In the 3rd and final transfer spot, Marv Piper as the white flag comes out. Rankin in the 4F car, challenging for that 3rd and final transfer spot. Rankin slides up high, loses ground. Whoops, he gains it back there. Can he hang on to it? Ray Shank taking the win, followed by Schumacher in the 24 cross car. And Rankin pulling that number 3 transfer spot out. I think that was one heck of a finish. Your winner out of Galveston, Indiana, who would be pulling up onto the Canopies RS victory lane if he was going to do that.
Looks like we're going to have a party without Mr. Phillips. Green flag, away we go. Eddie Smith grabs the early lead. Mark Steeman in 2nd place. Steeman challenges for the lead. Smith holds him off. Tight battle for 3rd. As they come out of 4 down the main straight, it is Eddie Smith in front. Steeman in 2nd. Mackey is 3rd, now 2nd. What a move by Mackey to get into 2nd place. It's Eddie Smith, followed by Ken Mackey. Mackey in 2nd place. 3rd place belongs to Mark Steeman. 4th place. Whoop, you got a problem?
Tough break for Steve Sabanek, winding up in the infield.
Sabanek is parked. So now we're down to 5 cars in this heat. And the 3 laps, still Eddie Smith with the lead, followed by Ken Mackey in the 25. And then it's Mark Steeman in the 17. Steeman's got the final transfer spot right now. Greg Wheeler is in 4th place. And running in 5th place in the back of the pack is Scott Bailey. Halfway through, now Mackey's challenging Eddie Smith for the lead. Smith holds on to the top spot for now. Mackey makes another bid. Smith holds him off. 5 down, 3 to go. Mark Steeman in the 17 holding on to the final transfer spot. Greg Wheeler is in 4th. And Scott Bailey in 5th. Meanwhile, tight battle for 1st place continues. Eddie Smith holds on to the lead. Mackey makes another bid, looks towards the inside. Can he get it? No. Smith shut the door. It's Smith and Mackey, 1-2 down the backstretch. Coming down for the white flag this time. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Kennedy Smith hold off the hard-charging Ken Mackey. Third place belongs to Mark Stephen. Looks like he's going to get the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Smith is trying to hold on to the lead. Mackey in second, and that is how they're going to finish. Eddie Smith wins. Ken Mackey in second. And it's Mark Stephen with the third and final transfer spot. Craig Wheeler finishes in fourth, and Scott Bailey in fifth. So Eddie Smith is your winner of heat number 3 for the Gloss 410s. Eddie Smith from Eau Claire, Michigan.
I don't think we'll get tire marks on the pace car, but you just never know.
Pace car is off the track. Green flag waves, away we go. Sean Robinson grabs the early lead, followed by Bob Dooley in the 80 car. Down the backstretch they go. It's still Robinson in the lead. Dooley being challenged for second. Holds down to the number 2 spot. Third place belongs to the 19C of Doug Zimmerman. He's being challenged for third right now by Ben Rutan in the 75. It's still Sean Robinson leading the way at the end of lap number 2, and it looks like Mr. Robinson has decided to check out already after just 2 laps. Here's Rutan making a bid for the third and final transfer spot, challenging Doug Zimmerman. Real tight battle now for second and third. Bob Dooley holding on to second place. Zimmerman is third. Rutan fourth. Watch that battle for those 2 transfer spots. Meanwhile, Sean Robinson has said, I'll see you guys later. Oh, Rutan collides and a flip. Dooley. Bob Dooley with the flip. Red flag is out. Red flag is out.
Just as soon as we get a condition report, we will let you know.
Sean Robinson is your leader. We've lost our scoreboard, so we're back to the old-fashioned way of doing things, I guess.
Get Moose and Squirrel.
Green flag, we're back racing again. We got to spin out in the turn number 2. Here we come, and there they go, back to green flag racing. Sean Robinson leads them across. Zimmerman makes a move to the outside now. Zimmerman looks to the inside. Robinson holds them off. Look at those 2 battle as they come down the main stretch. Lap number 4 finally in the books. 4 down, 4 to go. Whoa, Zimmerman lost some ground, and that allowed him to be passed by Boston Reed for second place. Yellow flag is out. Yellow's out again. We got a car in between 1 and 2 that apparently has spun out. 4 down, 4 to go. Top 3 transfer. Looks like we're set to go again. Here they come. Green flag. Back racing again. Sean Robinson leads him in the turn 2. Zimmerman second. Austin Reed in third. Followed by Aaron Schaefer and Ben Rutan. Robinson opens up his lead a little bit now at the end of lap number 5. Look out, problems for the 22. Some handling problems there for Schaefer as he loses valuable ground. Rutan moves into 4th place. 6 down, 2 to go. Robinson maintains his lead. The top 3 have pulled away now from the other 2 cars. It looks like Robinson Zimmerman and Reed are going to transfer unless something really wacky happens here on the final lap. There's the white flag. 1 lap to go. Robinson trying to hold on to his lead. Zimmerman right on his tail. Reed seems to be satisfied with 3rd place. The other 2 are well back. And it's going to be Sean Robinson taking the 2nd flag. Zimmerman 2nd, Reed 3rd, Rutan 4th, Schaefer 5th. And making its way now to the Holiday Inn Express victory lane. Well, looks like he's going to go right on by. There he goes. Sean Robinson from Bronson. Putnam Hitch Products. Here we go, 15 laps. And the green flag, away we go. Bob Tones grabs the early lead, and Bob Tones checks out right away. Great start for Bob Tones in the 91. Mark Pfeiffer in the 32 is in 2nd place. As we come down to the end of lap number 1. Greg Wheeler in 16C is in 3rd. Followed by Ben Rutan in the 75. Bob Tones picking him up and laying him down in the 91. As he comes down to the end of lap number 2, Tones your leader. Followed by Pfeiffer, then Wheeler, then Rutan. 5th place belongs to Dwayne Mackey. Top 4 transfer, remember, and the top 4 has pretty well broken away from the rest of the pack. Still Tomes your leader at the end of 3 laps. Then it's Pfeiffer, Wheeler, and Rutan. And those 4 have broken away from the field. Four laps in the book, and Bob Tones continues to open up the lead. Pfeiffer in 2nd place. 3rd place, Greg Wheeler. 4th place, Ben Rutan. Then away back to 5th place, and Dwayne Mackey. 5 laps are in. And it's almost a straightaway lead now for Bob Tomes. Tomes got a tremendous start on the green flag, and he has not lifted that pedal up 1 iota. It's Tomes. And then it's Pfeiffer, followed by Wheeler. We got a car into the infield. That's the Massey car. John Massey at 3M, his son. Now we got a good battle for 3rd place. Greg Wheeler trying to hold off Ben Rutan. 2nd place is Greg Wheeler, or 2nd place rather is Mark Pfeiffer. And they're all chasing Bob Tomes. Past the halfway point of this race, Tomes is checked out. Way out in front. Almost, it is a straightaway lead for Bob Tomes. Mark Pfeiffer in the 32 is holding on to 2nd. Greg Wheeler in the 16C is 3rd. Ben Rutan is in 4th. And then back to 5th place. You've got the 1X of Dwayne Mackey. But he's got a long way to go to try and catch Ben Rutan for the 4th and final transfer spot. Now your leader is coming up on some of the slower traffic. There he is, Bob Tomes with 4 laps to go. Mark Pfeiffer is in 2nd place. Unofficially, Bob Tomes with about a 5-second lead right now. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. He's got 3 laps to go for Bob Tomes. Pfeiffer in 2nd, Wheeler still in 3rd, and then it's Rutan. And that's been your top 4 since the start of the race. White flag. 1 lap to go. Whoa, now the leader, Tomes, getting caught up in some of the slower traffic. Here comes Combs coming out of turn 4, and he takes the checkered flag. Bob Tomes goes wire to wire to win the B main. Second place, Mark Piper. Third place, Greg Wheeler. Fourth place, Ben Rutan. Those 4 transfer to the big show. And heading his way to the Lane Automotive Victory Lane, number 91, Bob Tomes.
Jerrod Hull on the pole, rolling and controlling the start. Danny Smith outside of him in the 51 car. White flag, 1 lap to go. All right, let's have a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch BB with the green flag at the ready. Jerrod Hull grabs the lead. Field kind of sorting itself out. Jerrod Hull's got the lead. Somebody off the first turn. That race upon the surface that God intended racing to take place upon. Down the back straightaway, they're ready for the green flag right now. Once again, Jerrod Hull puts the moves on it, tries to run away from the crowd and hide. A little bit of wheel banging going on down the back straightaway and into that third turn. Contact on the front straightaway. Paul May driving the wheels off that 71M car. Your leader in traffic. Problems with Cooper's 16C car. Laps in the record books, getting ready to work lap 15. There we go. Bart Steeman pulls the 17S into the infield off the racing surface. Tough luck for Mark. Child Chad Blonde trying to get that 5 car up to the proper end of the event. We got heavy traffic all over the track. With all that space up there, they seem bent on running in clumps. Halfway point, your starter signals. 20 down, 20 to go. Still Jerrod Hull with an iron grip on that number 1 spot. Gripping it like it was the IRS on your paycheck. Ken Mackey almost getting into trouble with that 3 car, Steve Krieg. Look at how red those brake rotors are. Titanium brake rotors in the back just getting used unmercifully. You can see them real good as they pull into that number 1 turn. Your leader, Jerrod Hull, just running like he was on rail. Wild Child. Chad Blonde in the 5 car still running. Oh, problems. Blonde dropped off the pace momentarily. I think there was contact between the 5 car and someone. Tough break for Mr. Blonde. He lost pace on that one. Row 10 now in the 75 car, trying to follow Krieg through traffic. Yellow coming out, somebody leaving the track unceremoniously off the 4th turn. All those other euphemisms for ready to rumble. Jerrod Hull on the gas. Out of the 4th turn, we got the green flag. A little bit of too much traction and not enough nose down force. Mr. Blonde bicycling that 5 car mid-front straightaway. The Wild Child pulling the 5 car wisely off the racing surface. Every time he goes 3 wide. Oh man, that could have been ugly. Wild Child wisely pulling off the racing surface. No control over that car when he turned the ponies loose. 33 laps in, 7 to go. Jerrod Hull making smoke out the after section of that 12H car. We'll see if that power plant holds together. Just another 4 more laps. This is every racer's nightmare. Second place car, Danny Smith, pulls around. He smells blood in the water. Yellow flag coming out. Jerrod Hull really didn't want to see that yellow come out. He knows he's got a hurt power plant in that 12H car. He was rocking off the throttle as much as he dared. Right behind him is Danny Smith in the 51 car. But you can bet Danny Smith is going to push him just as hard as he can. Green flag coming out. Jerrod Hull trying to retain the lead. We'll see if he can retake it. As the white flag comes out, Jerrod Hull falls to the number 2 spot. At the checker, in the 51 car, Danny Smith, followed by Jerrod Hull. Kevin Atkins, 7K. Bert Rutan, 75. Greg Wheeler in the 16C car.
As valiantly as he tried, mechanically the car just would not hold up for the whole 40 laps. Danny Smith took advantage of the situation, and he took the checkered flag, and they're gathering now. Watch it, Bear. Be very careful. That track is still a little bit on the slick side. We'll hear from Danny very shortly. There he is. He's out of the car now. Let's hear it for your feature race winner, Danny Smith.
Oh, come on. You can do better than that. Let's have a big round of applause for your winner, Danny Smith. Okay, just as soon as they're through with the obligatory photographs, we'll get up and we'll have just a word with Danny. And Mary Caldwell is helping us out with Trophy Girl duties this evening. Thank you, Mary. Beside her, not in front of her, beside her. There you go. Don't cover up beauty. Now you've all seen Danny's pit car. Little pit mule with the parts hanging off of it. Holding up that big $5 grand check. I'm not sure if that check's any good. Joe signed it. It's got to be with Sandy signing it to be official. 2 in a row. He won at I-96 last night, too. We got to get over here and have a word with him. Danny, it looked like Jerrod kind of had you there. Did you notice the smoke coming out?
Yeah, you couldn't hardly help it. We put hard tires on, thinking it would lay some rubber down. It didn't. So we was just kind of cruising along there, hoping we could get second. And then he had his problem, and I know how he feels. I've been racing 29 years now, and I've had that happen to me many a times. But he's a good hard racer. He'll get another one probably next week.
Okay, Danny, you got any sponsors you want to thank?
Well, Guy Webb, my car owner, Willie Adam, my crew chief. We got Eagle Chassis, Hoosier Tires, Pro Shocks, Foxco Engines, and they all do a good job keep us going.
Hey, congratulations once again, Danny. Heck of a run.
Thank you.